We've had a lot of questions about the neighborhood of Little Tokyo Lofts, which is right here. Little Tokyo Lofts in downtown Los Angeles. And what is the neighborhood like? So we're going to show you the neighborhood, and the neighborhood straddles two neighborhoods, which is Little Tokyo over there and Skid Row over here. So if you need to be far, far away from Skid Row, Little Tokyo Lofts is definitely not what you're looking for. And so we're going to tell you. So right over there on the other side of 5th Street is officially Skid Row. But you can see, just like all of Los Angeles, the tents and so forth, they're now extending not only in Skid Row, but they're in almost every neighborhood in Los Angeles. The city council is picking and choosing of where they want to allow the tents to be. And so obviously the closer they are to Skid Row, the more they're going to tolerate homeless activities. So you can see the financial district over there, where you can see the historic core in between, and you can see that we're in the toy district. It's basically right over here, and Little Tokyo neighborhood is basically over on the right. So we're going to show you the good and the bad. We're starting off, you've already seen the bad. You've already seen where Skid Row starts and where the tents are nearby, homeless encampments and so forth. So we're going to just show you the good part of Little Tokyo as well, because you're not just getting Skid Row nearby and homeless, you're also getting the best part of Little Tokyo within walking distance. It's only 2 blocks, so we're going to go ahead and walk over there and show it to you and tell you a little bit about it, what we're seeing. So all around here is in between. This is really the toy district, which extends into the arts district. See toys right there. So that's really what this neighborhood is. So you will see fewer and fewer homeless people as we get into Little Tokyo and closer to the walking and shopping promenade over there. There's always got to be careful when you are crossing the streets around here, because most cars will be very careful and others will just run you over. So now this building right here, just up until a few days ago, the sidewalk was packed solid with tents. So they've moved them so they can do some renovation of the building. They probably will not allow the tents back there, but we don't know that yet for sure, because they are over next to that building there. This is one of my favorite restaurants. I don't know if it's back in business, but the Escondite, which is also called the Hideout, has 2 different names, and I don't know if this restaurant is still in business or not. Maybe the parking guy might know. Hi, do you know if this restaurant is still open, sir?
Until 1 or 2.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, yeah, so my favorite restaurant, one of my favorites, is still in business here, so that's pretty good to have. They specialize in really gourmet burgers, and they also have bands, music here. This is the front entrance here. You can see it's a creative, artistic vibe there. And so you're gonna see, again, fewer homeless as we get into the best part of Little Tokyo. And it's important to be able to see that. Here's an office building right here that has a medical. So it might be more of a medical office building. And tents over there should be pretty much the last of the tents that you see. You can see how convenient the financial district is. So, and lots of interesting shopping around here. So right across the street over there is the Teramachi homes. Those are condos Those are pretty much the only senior condos in downtown Los Angeles for 55 and over. It's a modern condo building, a luxury, traditional modern condo with all the amenities in a pretty low price. There's not a whole lot of seniors moving into downtown, so the prices are pretty good. Pretty much the lowest price per square foot, and you get an extra nice place with extra good amenities right there. And all right, so we just had a homeless person throw a penny or a coin at me, and he was kind of off behind me to my side, so I didn't see it until I was struck by the coin. Little Tokyo. So this is the middle of Little Tokyo right here. You can see Otoro Sushi right there, and we're entering the good part of the walking and shopping promenade here. You can see the homeless person who was throwing things, mentally ill apparently. And we called the police. So the problem is the city of Los Angeles has basically stopped enforcing all laws. Unlikely that they will do anything regarding the homeless person who's actually throwing things at people and hitting people with the objects. So he's now potentially injuring people here at the best part, what was the best part of Little Tokyo. He's talking to himself. He's wandering around looking for what other trouble he can get into. So other people are definitely in danger around here while he's roaming around doing his violent homeless activities. We're gonna cross the street. And he's now heading towards back to San Pedro, where he came from. He'll throw something at somebody else, and the police probably will not show up. So that's the main problem: is police simply are not enforcing the law. Even when someone assaults somebody, the police generally will not show up. So that's very unusual. City of Los Angeles is on the wrong path, obviously, if people can assault others and it's condoned by the city and by the voters of the city. So that has to change before anything else can change. So if the voters believe that it's okay for homeless people to assault residents, then that will only continue and grow, and more people will be assaulted by homeless people. The number of assaults, violent assaults, are growing, and the danger is growing in Little Tokyo. As you can see, I'm going to show you what used to be a really good part of Little Tokyo over here, which is now a shithole and very dangerous, with assaults happening right now as we speak. And I just showed you one guy who is assaulting people as we speak. But we're going to show you what used to be a good neighborhood and what can be a good neighborhood again once things change and people decide that eventually people will watch enough walking tour videos of other major international cities. I guess right now I'm one of the few people who's actually doing that. So you can see pretty much every major city in the world, including some of the poorest poverty cities are much safer and cleaner than Los Angeles. So let's go see if there's a... So this is kind of the best part of the Little Tokyo shopping area. We'll show that to you. So this area is probably going to, my guess is that it will improve more than it gets worse. So we have pretty good prospects, hopes for this area. It has a fairly decent number of shoppers and diners, people enjoying the area. But again, when the city of Los Angeles allows assaults to be going on, then it attracts other crime. So you're going to have more and more shoplifters, more and more assaults in this area, more crime in general, more violent crime, and even more likelihood of very violent crime happening right here. So while some things may pick up and get better, we have to acknowledge that the chance of violent crime and injury and death in this area is rising right now as we speak. They're shooting a movie right here, which for a while was considered to be an essential job. As I've said for the last year and a half or more, all jobs are essential, even movie making. For much of the last 18 months, they've actually given more priority to film companies and treated them as if they are more essential. So that's obviously pay-to-play politics going on for the movie industry, because obviously movie making should not be considered more essential than small restaurants where people actually have to eat. So that's another area where Los Angeles has gotten it backwards. But anyway, this is, now you've seen the best part of Little Tokyo. But the problem is, as you're walking there, you may unfortunately suffer a high likelihood of being assaulted by homeless people, and even in this area where people feel slightly safe. You can tell by the mass that a lot of people don't feel entirely safe anywhere these days. And you could, but people do have to eat, and people do have to be humans, and humans want a bit of getting out, getting some fresh air and exercise, shopping, buying things, and a little bit of entertainment. And they're willing to risk a little bit to get that. And here, if you do get assaulted, it is likely to be mild. You'll probably only be mildly assaulted if you shop around here. You probably won't be killed or murdered, but you will be encountering mentally ill people who will be assaulting you, generally in a fairly mild type of assault, which most people will live through. All right, so that's Little Tokyo neighborhood. And my name's Corey Chambers in Los Angeles. And thanks for joining me for this tour of Little Tokyo, so you can see exactly what's going on in the best part of Little Tokyo. Take care.